Hey, Brian. First of all, just in general, tell us a little bit about Devin and Trey and what you guys liked about them.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, both very high character guys from great programs that have had a lot of success, have won at every level, um, workers, competitors, just good, solid basketball players. And we think we added to our team on the court tonight, but in the locker room and in the community as well. Just two really phenomenal young human beings.
And Devin in particular, obviously a great defensive player. There was some video going around Twitter that might be fake news about his jumper. I was wondering how much you guys were able to evaluate his jump shot in person, and if you guys are encouraged or fine with what you've seen there.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone that we've been able to evaluate for a long time, a couple years at Florida State, and we didn't read too much into the fake news workout mechanics change. Everything checked out well there. We think he's going to be a good shooter, but more than that, just a good basketball player. Impacts the game in so many different ways. Ability to create, ability to make plays for others, score at all three levels, and obviously shoot the ball as well. So we think he's going to impact the game on both ends of the floor and be a really good player for a long time.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's go to Mike Finger. Mike.
Hey, Brian, how sure were you in the minutes, hours leading up to this pick that you were actually going to make it? Or were you talking about lots of transactions, lots of possibilities heading into this thing?
Well, first, the beard is great. I love it.
I know.
I can't get mine to grow like that. So
you got to cut me some slack.
Yeah, I think with every draft, there's always a bunch of things up on the board. Whether it's move up, move backs, it's a chance for you to just get creative and kind of see what's there. And so, outside of just today, for the last few weeks, we've kind of tried to understand the whole board, the entire draft, and so there was a lot there. And as you get further and further, you're just erasing and seeing what else comes in. So we always thought we would pick in this draft. Where we would pick was always a question, and ultimately, when Devin was there, we knew we had a good player at 11, and it was the best thing to stay put and draft there.
And I realize this is draft night, and it's mainly about the draft, but where would you kind of put the state of this offseason right now? Is it still kind of a work in progress, or are you close to a finished product yet?
Well, we're not able to do any negotiating or anything yet, so everything's still a work in progress. I think we have a roadmap of what we hope to get done, and we'll see over the next few days if we can get that done.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Mike. Let's go to Lauren Chan from Spurs Digital. Lauren.
Hey, Brian, with what the young guys showed in the bubble, how well do you see these draft picks fitting with the young core?
I think really well. Like I said, both really good basketball players, high IQ, understand the game. I think both of them know how to fit around really good players. They play off of other really good players well. I mean, both of them were on really talented teams this season and didn't play just a starring role where it was just one guy who had all of the shine, took all of the shots, and carried the load. They fit in amongst other good players, and we think they'll do that here. Again, smart, unselfish, competitive, tough. I think they fit in well with our entire group, and obviously the young group that you mentioned from the bubble.
Thanks, Lauren. Let's go to Tom Orsborn. Tom.
Devin put on some weight in college, but he's still pretty lean. How much more do you expect him to grow, and will be bulking up the focus leading up to the season?
Well, if he's still growing, we hope he can get to 6'8", 6'9", so just keep growing. We'll take all of it. In terms of weight, I think with guys, everybody's body's different. And so I don't think you put a weight on there that you hope to get them to in year one or year two. You really work on functional strength, functional movement patterns, trying to clean all of that up. So I think that's where we'll start. He has added some weight in the pre-draft process, and we'll know he'll continue to do that over time. But we want him to get functionally stronger first, and that's where we'll start with them.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Let's go to Paul Garcia. Paul.
Brian. My question is, how much is the small ball style you all use in Orlando impacting how you're building the roster for this season?
Well, I think you just look at the way the game's being played throughout the NBA. Obviously, throughout the bubble, you saw a lot of contrasting styles. But one thing we know for sure, speed, length, and shooting ability all holds value. So we'll continue to look for those things. But first and foremost, you got to get guys that are high character, unselfish, and know how to play the game. And I think that's where this group really stood out to us in the draft.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Let's go to Bruno with Pounding the Rock. Bruno.
Hey, Brian. Spoke to this a little bit, but Devin joins a group of young guys that can all sort of play across the guard positions, a bit of small forward. Does that sort of speak to the type, the mold of player that you guys are really valuing, or do you see something in his sort of versatility position-wise, or something that differentiates him from that group?
Yeah, I think the league has really changed where you really looked at guys as one position players, and you're either a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And I think what you see now is you got guards, you got wings, and you got bigs. And depending on who they're playing with, you diversify it, and you want guys that are versatile and can play multiple positions. And I think with Devin, for sure, he can play across multiple positions. And, as he gets stronger, he'll be able to do that even more. We talked tonight, he's going to grow to 6'10". So he'll be able to play 1 through 4 in a few years. So we'll keep it going.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's go to Jeff McDonald. Jeff.
You're on mute, Jeff.
I'll get this sooner or later. We talked before about how quickly this goes. It goes from draft, free agency to start of training camp. Is it realistic to expect to have the roster pretty much intact by December 1st, or is that something that might still be in flux after camp begins?
I mean, you hope so. That's the goal. Obviously, this is a very unique year, so I'm not ruling anything out after what we've been through in the last, 10, 11 months. But, that's the goal, is to have everybody here and ready to go, and we kick camp off and we get off to a good start to start the year.
And you mentioned how the league has gone smaller, as we've all seen. But how do you feel about the size on the roster right now? Is that something, especially in the front court, that you'll be looking to add to, or you kind of feel like you're good with where you're at there?
We'll see. I don't think you rule anything out. You just look to get better as a team. And so we'll try to turn over every stone to see how we continue to get better and add to this group.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's go to Tom Petrini from Kins. Tom.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Hey, Tom.
So Devin, when asked, said that he can play 2, but he played the 3 in college. Where do you see him fitting into the rotation? And since he is one of the more NBA-ready prospects in this draft, do you envision him spending a lot of time in Austin if there is a G League season, or do you think he'll spend more time with the big league club?
Fortunately, my job ended tonight. So I don't have to worry about his minutes and where he fits. I think that the coaching staff will figure that part out. I know he's going to come in and work hard and be ready. He is one of those guys that, because he knows how to play, there's an understanding of him just jumping into something and fitting in, but we won't, put expectations on him. He'll come in and he'll work, and he earns what he gets, and Coach Pop and the coaching staff will kind of figure that out as we go.
And, the last 5 years of draft picks for you guys, it's a lot of long arms and speed and versatility. What do you see as the overall construction of this team? What are you trying to build here?
That's a good question. Obviously, a team has to have many components and they have to fit. And I think you just start stacking good players on top of good players. In the draft, you oftentimes think about, okay, how does this guy fit positionally with our group relative to the ceiling? And I think in all of our drafts, we've always said, hey, we're going to take the best player available unless there's 2 that are kind of neck and neck in terms of projected ceiling. And then we may take position into account. But we've just tried to continue to add good players to the group that fit the core things, core values that we're looking to add and have represent this organization. And, we'll just continue to do that and try to piece it together with guys that fit that mold.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. Let's go back to Lauren Chan. Lauren.
You've mentioned their character and how they'll fit off court a few times now. Was there anything in your evaluations or interviews that really stood out in terms of their culture fit?
Well, I made fun of both of them as we interviewed them because it was tough to get anything negative coming out of their program. So I told them whatever money they had saved up, they paid well because all the coaches, anybody else we talked to, they all had great things to say. So I said, after the night, you can get your money back from all the people that you paid off to say great things. But, we do a lot of homework. We spend a lot of time researching draft prospects and just people in general. And both came back just ultimate human beings, high character. And again, that's important. That's an important step one of how we evaluate and what we want to bring in. So it was a big part of our process and decision making.
We've got time for a couple more guys. Let's go to Hector Ledesma. Hector.
Hey, Brian. In talking about the each guy being just a good overall basketball player and fitting the culture, with the way the game is changing now, are the days of drafting for need or drafting to fill certain positions, are those days pretty much over?
Yeah, again, I don't think they're all the way over, but I think you're always asking yourself, what's the ceiling? How good can they get? And if you get two guys in a similar range, I think position definitely comes into account. But I think you always are looking for the best possible talent and the best possible fit for your organization. I think that always, has been first and foremost with us as we've gone through the draft.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hector. We'll wrap things up with Jeff Garcia. Jeff.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Hey, Jeff.
How was it for you and the rest of everybody in the crew tonight having to adjust in this new world, with the pandemic, evaluating talent via Zoom, limiting the workouts? And was that a challenge for you guys?
Yeah, it was definitely unique. I think we got the hang of it, when things shut down in March. We started strategizing on how we would do this if we had to do something virtually. And so, we talked to a few NFL teams. We tried to gain as much information as we could to help us prepare on how we could best go through a process that we had never been through before. And so it was definitely a unique challenge, but I think there's a lot of things that we learned from it and things that we'll take forward into future processes that may not have been a part of our process in the past. And so, definitely unique, definitely a challenge, but I think we got better for it, and I think we got two really good players. So I think our process worked just fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. You guys have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Did you have